I've always, wanted to be a novelist since I was, that big. And I've always done all kinds of writing. So journalism, nonfiction, academic writing. I've done food reviews, I've done book reviews, every possible travel writing, all kinds of writing. But ultimately, the greatest challenge is to do a novel, because a novel is the creation of a world. And there's nothing quite like the creation of life. I mean, it's like the question of consciousness. The neurobiologists, they can figure out, all the neurons and how they fire, but they can't figure out consciousness. There's always a gap between all of the neurons firing and then thought, And you either start down here with, figuring out the neurological explanation, or you start up here with consciousness and try to make your way. And they're both going like this, and they can't quite reach. When you create a novel, you're basically creating from the bottom up, all the different particulars of this world that you've created. And yet it has to live by itself. There is something, if you're successful, and there are plenty of novels that are not successful. Lots of novels are built up from here and then they stop. There is no consciousness. It doesn't live as a novel. But the successful novel makes the jump into life, How that happens, who knows, I mean, it is, at a certain point, quantity becomes quality at a certain point. So if you create enough detail, it acquires a life of its own. But there's something else, I think. And for me, that's what makes novel writing so exciting, is each novel is different. Each one seems to have a different recipe for life, And maybe at the end of it all, a novelist can say, I now understand, after having written, 30, 40 novels, how to create life, But maybe not, I don't know. I haven't talked to enough novelists to know. But I do know from my experience that there's nothing as exciting as the creation of a novel.